good to be back.
What's up, everybody? It's Yeong here with a Fallout 4 news update. The following information comes from an interview with Todd Howard by website Telegraph, through which he shared some new details about the highly anticipated title. According to the article, the game opens in Boston in the year 2075. As we all know, the Great War happens in 2077, so this could mean that we will be living and fast-forwarding through 2 years of our protagonist's life before shit hits the fan. According to Todd Howard, creating the pre-Great War setting involved drawing a lot of inspiration from the 40s and 50s and that era's vision of the future. The result is a world that is part bubbly 50s suburbia with sleek saloons and bright suits, part high-tech convenience like robot servants, and part nuclear paranoia, hence the vaults and shelters. When asked about the amount of time that players would spend in the pre-Great War era, Todd Howard replied with the following: "We do enough. It needs to be a prologue. It's important to us to let you experience that world, so that when you emerge from the vault, you feel the sense of loss and think, I wish this was the way it was." Having the beginning and having the sense that stuff is all gone, that you've lost everything, that is important. After shit hits the fan, your self-made character will emerge as the sole survivor of Vault 111 200 years after the Great War, and the game will mostly take place after Fallout 3. Bethesda decided to keep the reason behind the large time gap to themselves, but I think we all know by now from Kotaku's leak that it has something to do with cryogenic sleep. In that time, Boston has been reduced to ashes and rubble. Humankind has been forced to live in makeshift towns and repurposed public buildings, and raiders and mutants stalk the wasteland. As for why Bethesda Game Studios chose to make Boston the next setting, Todd Howard said that it has the right mix of American history, Americana, and high-tech, making it an ideal Fallout location. People can expect to see various aspects of Boston that were referenced in Fallout 3, like the Commonwealth Institute, fleshed out in Fallout 4. Now, one of the biggest changes to Fallout 4 is that the protagonist is fully voiced, which is a first for a Bethesda Game Studios game. The male protagonist is voiced by Brian T. Delaney, and the female protagonist is voiced by Courtney Taylor. Todd Howard noted that one actor may read or act something differently than the other, so scenes may play out differently depending on whether you're playing as a male or female. He also mentioned that there will be times throughout the game when gender will be important. He then proceeded by addressing concerns that a voiced protagonist could mean limited dialogue options and choices. "We had the same worry as everyone else," he said. "A lot of games have voiced characters, but what they don't want to give up is all the dialogue options. So for us, a lot of it was logistical. The voice actors have been recording for 2 years. They have each done over 13,000 lines of dialogue. So to be able to do that makes the difference. You still have choice." The topic then shifted to gameplay. Todd Howard admitted that Fallout 3's gunplay wasn't as good as it could have been due to the fact that it relied too heavily on the behind-the-scenes stats crunching rather than the aiming and shooting aspect. While Fallout 4 will not shy away from stats and dice rolling, as it is an RPG first and foremost, the goal is to make it feel like a great action game. If you're good at aiming, you can compensate somewhat for lower stats. At the same time, there are a myriad of systems layered on top of the improved action, so it doesn't swing all the way to the action end of the spectrum. Another aspect to gameplay that has been tweaked is VATS. In Fallout 3, the activation of VATS would result in time completely freezing, but in Fallout 4, time will move very slowly instead. What this means is that the percent chance of hitting certain limbs will no longer be static. They will change as the target moves in slow motion, increasing or decreasing depending on the circumstances. If a target is moving behind an obstacle, chances will decrease or be completely reduced to 0 if you take too long to pull the trigger, or if a target is moving away from an obstacle, waiting a bit could drastically increase the chances of hitting the target. So in Fallout 4, queuing up shots at the right time matters. Another change is that criticals are no longer random. You assign which shot is the critical one and you load up the bar. According to Todd Howard, this adds enough control to the players to make the system feel better. The next topic was the ability to build and defend settlements, which was in part inspired by the team playing a lot of Minecraft. It's not an integral part of the game's campaign, but Todd Howard insisted that there is a lot to it. It's optional, but it's big, as he put it. He added that there are missions for it that you can decide not to do, but there is a whole system for it and a story reason for it. The interview concluded with talk about the ease of development for this current generation, as consoles are now much more similar to PCs architecturally, allowing the team to focus less on the technicalities and more on ideas and creativity, and the advancement in technology also allow them to enable mods on consoles for the first time, which is a feature that will eventually be coming to Xbox One first and then to PS4. Obviously, mods is something that PC users will have access to from the get-go. And that's pretty much all the new information from this article. With that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts about some of Fallout 4's new additions. And to be further updated on Fallout 4, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.